bringing us into the frame, and I'm going to actually start with a little bit more record keeping. Um, I want to talk to Xander about the other space project. I want a little bit more fictional detail on what he is doing to improve the other space detector what Zoe's doing to improve the other space detector that she's uh, trying to improve calibration.
Okay. Um,
So she's been spending some time on this. Give us a little bit of a rundown of what she's been doing.
so she's been going back through the recordings, I guess, that we already have,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing if what sort of things that detected and how she can make it differentiate between them better. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking.
Kind of. I'm just kind of I want the project to be more than I do this thing and it comes out. I want to see some roleplay and some narrative with it.
Oh boy,
I know.
that's where you're gonna get me. I don't know anything about other space detectors.
Neither do I.
I mean, she does
We'll
the
do it
normal.
live.
She does normal, smart person stuff where she looks at it and goes, I wonder if, and then montages, and then it works. What do you
Okay.
want from me?
Does she spend some time with the zombie and trying to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
There's an idea.
Does she want the zombie talking while she's doing that? Does she make Jai come over and give him its tongue?
I don't think that's necessary.
Phrasing.
I don't really. I'm not really a big fan of Jai tonguing anything.
Yeah, I caught that after I said that.
It's funny though.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, sorry, it's not better, but that's
No, it's
what I
fine.
got.
It's fine. I don't. I
I
don't
would
need.
I would definitely be spending time in the lab with all my lab buddies, which is what I refer to them as, all of my lab buddies.
Even Pratt.
Yeah, I mean he's not so bad once you get to know him.
Yeah, he's actually very curious what Zoe's working on, and he's he has thoughts, most of which are bad, but some of which are actually along the same lines that Zoe was already thinking.
Yeah, so
And
he's like,
those are
yeah,
the
he's not
good ones.
terrible.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're the ones that are most like mine.
Clearly.
And the real thing is, can you focus on it while Nemesis bugs you to help her on her project?
I don't remember what Nemesis Project was, so yeah, probably.
As a GM response, yes, yes you can.
Darn.
Darn. That was.
Oh. I mean, no, that's great. That's great. We work on both our projects at once.
Are you gonna tell me what the project is?
Yeah, it's the drone broodmother.
Is it a drone that carries other drones or that makes other drones?
No, it's an assembly platform or an assembly line for drones production.
Is there a reason you're calling it the brood mother?
I mean, they're drones, and I feel like drones need a brood mother.
Okay, so I have a question. Can we put blades on it to make it the queen of blades?
I'm not sure what the blades will add. I mean, I guess it needs to do some cutting. So, I mean, yeah, I guess maybe you could do a couple.
Sure.
Maybe put those on the inside.
Well, that's just wrong thinking right there.
That's not dangerous. That's no fun.
You got to put them on the outside so people know.
Well, I guess we
Otherwise-
could attach them to manipulator arms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd have to.
Of course.
Anyway,
All right, so you are just finishing out the 14th of April. Anything happening as the characters are? Well, actually, I think a better question to start off with is, where are your characters sleeping? Are you returning to the ship?
Hmm. No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we could sleep in the lifter. That sounds like a pain in the ass. No, I'm sure there's a hotel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I presume Nemesis is still staying on the Raza. Unless I have a lead on a Pax drone or two.
Oops. Hang on one second. I'm sorry, you are ending the 13th. I put you a day ahead. Not that that matters to you, but
I'm tracking my days very closely. Actually, I'm just tracking the number of days. I don't really know what day it is anymore.
fair enough. I was looking at the what it would mean to go to the 15th, and it would mean that your Raza propaganda is already in system, and I had intended for you to have essentially 2 full days before that hits. So I mistimed. Well, I didn't mistime. I misdated. How terrible of me.
Scandalous.
And
Dating a miss? Oh,
I don't have anything witty to say in response. I'm sorry.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Pax drones should actually be available here.
I'm coming down to the planet.
And what about Jai? Is Jai staying on planet, or is he going back to the ship?
All right, let's see. I think he's going back to the ship for now.
Okay. Oh, and let me give you a look-see in case you are the least bit curious. The heck did they go? There's Charlotte.
There she is. No.
There you go. I'm removing her now. Along with the table, if I can grab it. I can't. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and rearrange your tokens to represent where you are now. We'll go ahead and do neutral grounds with hotel.
Mm, mm, mm.
Charlie will stay with you. Lisa's staying on planet. Um, just to follow up with some other things. She also wants to be present if you guys do decide to meet with Cassian later on.
Hmm.
And Nemesis is coming down to the planet, right?
Yeah, of course I didn't. I was just I never planned out a Pax drone yet.
uh, I'm sorry to have saddled you with this hardship, Meowkin.
It's rough. It's
I know.
rough.
You know what? I'll be a generous GM. Pax drones are no longer available on this planet.
Oh, thank goodness. Wait a second.
Alright, you're taking too long, so I moved Nemesis for you.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No worries.
I guess I should get. I mean, one's got to be a security, a weapon drone. Take advantage of the increased AC and stuff.
So, Nemesis was looking around at various catalogs on from the ship and found that Pax drones are available in specialty stores, limited supplies. They don't have a whole lot for sale. She could only find um, just 2.
Oh, good. That's exactly what I was planning.
Oh, well, very good.
Or starting to plan, I suppose I should say.
And
Personal notes here.
how expensive of a hotel are you looking to stay in? How fancy?
Fancy enough that they won't immediately go directly to all the rags and be like, "Hey, look, who's staying here?" Or not fancy enough for that. Whichever way I need to go to not have a bunch of reporters on my doorstep in the morning.
Do you want to try and do anything that will make your visit, your travel, your stay less conspicuous, less observable?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea how you want to go about that, or do you want to just fall back on Charlie knows how to move about, not necessarily literally sneaking places, but move about without being observed?
I mean, yeah, I think this is mostly Charlie's idea, or I'm mostly letting Charlie take the lead here because he's much better at being inconspicuous than I am.
Okay. Let's see. Charlie is level 7, so I'll just go ahead and roll his regular sneak. Oh, actually, rolling sneak straight works because it was not going to be a dex check. So,
Well, there you go.
well, that's got a +3 to it.
Where did you roll it?
Roll
there
20.
it goes.
It just took a minute.
Yeah, shows on mine.
Weird. Well, that's not great. Come on,
Uh,
Charlie. What the hell?
Charlie.
No, I think he did a good job. It's not his fault that
no, that's
it
how I
all
was
went
going
to
to frame
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Word has gotten out that people spotted Cassian going into neutral grounds, and then later spotted someone who looked like understated Zoe going into neutral grounds. Somebody cited the Winvincible tag, embroidery and patches.
Damn.
And
Cool jackets always make you more visible. It's just not fair.
and so you guys make it to the hotel with no evident issue, but as soon as Lisa turns on the news in the morning, are you guys all just get in one room, one suite with multiple rooms?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
I
Let's
guess
go for that.
that's fine by me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, although I don't know, this is the one time when we don't have to all be crammed into one singular space.
That's true. You could all have separate spaces. So we'll just say that when you guys meet up in a central room, assuming that you do so, Lisa recommends it if nobody else does,
Mhm.
because she does want to check and see what kind of news is out there already. Um, there is news that police have already had to move people away from the hotel, Hotel Laza. Hotel. I tried writing Hatel. Hotel Laza.
Mhm.
Because they were producing too much noise. They were creating noise pollution and street pollution by their presence.
Yeah, for sure. What are they chanting? She really sucks. She really sucks. I
Um,
assume. I don't know.
the early footage before they cleared them off showed more of the paparazzi style throng,
Oh,
and
okay.
really the amount of people there really wasn't all that much. It's just that Lamiera is strict on keeping things clean, and that includes if you don't have business at a place, and you're not actually hanging out with people at a location, just like friends at a park, you're loitering and you need to be moved along. That is the bulk of what Lamiera rules and regulations enforcement gets to deal with.
Cool.
Heaven forbid you ever litter.
Actually, hold on. 20 HP.
Remove this door and trap you all in there.
Reinforced structure.
And Lisa sits back. Well, they know we're here. And she snaps a picture of Zoe.
The paparazzi's supposed to be on the outside of the building. And I roll my eyes at her.
she starts to answer. She hasn't even noticed the eye roll. She starts answering that well, yes, the hotel will surely have let some of them in. It's unsightly to let people linger and loiter on the street like that. Oh, she snaps another picture.
A picture of me looking at her like, come on, really?
Yes, she wanted to capture that. Once she realized that what she had in front of her, she had to capture that look.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, what are the characters' plans for the day?
Escape! Survive!
Nemesis drone, or I'm sorry, Pax drones. I mean, I guess it's Nemesis drones by default, but and hey, it's the next day. I have my second security drone.
Okay.
Means go down my list. And actually, I should actually be able to straight up buy one of these because it's just weapon fittings, ammo unit, and reinforced structure. That's me, my gladiator drone.
I,
The gladiator it made more sense to have manipulator arms on it, but unless there's weapons issues here too.
I don't think they're gonna sell you a drone with weapons fittings. I'm sorry, Nyokin.
What is all these people hating militarized drones?
It's almost like if they want you to get shot, they want you to do it in person.
Can I at least get the infiltrator without the manipulator arms that I'll have to add later too?
You can get the infiltrator.
Okay. I'll never just get a drone I can just have. This is what the Fruit Brothers for. Like I have grand plans for this thing. That'll save me so much time.
And money. Well, maybe.
All right, so I need to double the cost on the ammo unit and the weapon fitting for scrap or for spare parts.
Yeah.
All right.
You could
I mean,
try
cost
to
is not an
find.
object.
You can try and find someone here who would build it for you, but just based on what Nemesis found, it's not available.
Okay. What if I try to use Connect ill-advisedly to find that?
You can try and do that.
All right, I will ill-advisedly attempt to do. I guess it'll be charisma. I'm guessing,
Charisma.
or intelligence.
How is Nemesis trying to find uh, a drone maker who will?
Oh, this is definitely going to be going through the web and trying to find some contacts there, or whatever passes for an internet on Lamiera.
Okay. Remember that internet on Lamiera has proven to be extremely controlled.
Oh right. Surely there's. I guess there's not much of a dark web or whatever that I could get access to? That maybe
She can try
isn't
that.
quite as controlled.
She
All
can
right.
try and find something like that, and I'll let you roll intelligence for that.
Okay. Something.
There is something of a dark web, but she's even seen signs of control there. Excuse me.
Maybe it's just time to give up.
What she's primarily seeing is that well, certain articles that are unfavorable leave a trace in search archives in that their headlines remain visible, and the fact that they had a location remains visible, but that location is no longer there. It would be like going with some examples with Zoe. There are articles of how terrible of a person Zoe was. Those articles don't exist, but the fact that their headlines once did is visible in search archives, search engine archives.
Wow, Zoe was terrible, huh?
I know. Shocking to
Was?
everybody.
Shock.
Was?
Oh, I could be much worse.
Now, a 9 is not going to succeed there. Your goal is a
re-roll it?
10.
Okay.
So-
That's reasonable odds if I re-roll it. Try it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Hey.
Nemesis is actually able to find someone who will build her a PAX drone with the weapon fitting and ammo unit. They're going to charge her double for the weapon fitting and ammo unit. I'm
That's fine.
kidding.
I'll
I'm
have to do that
kidding.
anyway.
I'm kidding.
I mean, no, that's fine anyways. I mean, it's really the time is what's valuable to me.
Fair enough.
It ain't about the cost.
If you say so.
I mean, you guys do have millions of credits, so yeah, I'll stick to that. They are going to. It is going to cost Nemesis extra, and that extra is just in the form of double cost for the 2 fittings that are considered restricted.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Nem finds drones. That does end up taking most of the day for Nemesis.
Oh, that's fine. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
Y'all do whatever you want to do.
Lisa heads out early in the morning after snapping pictures of Zoe and relaying the news, and she asks if Zoe would like her to try and divert some of the attention downstairs.
No, it's fine. I'll just sneak out the back.
Okay. Then
Sure, Charlie can help me with that.
I don't know if Charlie would say it, but he could literally just hang on to Zoe, carry Zoe down the side of the building.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit more obvious than I'm going for here.
It might. Okay. Then Lisa leaves. She asks to be given at least an hour's notice before any visit to Cassian's estate, if you guys go forward with that.
Oh, I feel like the GM really wants us to, but I don't want to.
The GM has really wanted you guys to do a lot of things that you haven't done, so the GM has pretty much given up all hope.
Good.
As it should be.
That's the lack of spirit.
We're proud of you.
Yes, I am finally beaten into sandbox submission.
Hooray.
The problem is, now that we've done that, what do we want to do with our freedom?
Yeah, that's the real problem. Now you guys have to decide what to do.
Dang it.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you Don't you miss the coddling embrace of a GM railroading story down your throat?
Yep.
Amazing.
And hopefully I've never actually done that.
The real problem is I actually don't know what I want to do. Like,
Well,
Hey.
you guys don't have to make any grand declarations of major activities. I mean, if Zoe just wants to kind of breathe the air that she supposedly grew up on and take in some sights, then you can just say Zoe brings down the motorcycle and goes for a ride.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
forget
Let's do
that.
that. Hell yeah.
Isn't that the motorcycle that can go up walls?
yes.
It can go up anything.
And there are two
Well,
of them, so Charlie can even ride along if Zoe wants him to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll have a bonding experience. It would be more fun if the person who was actually in charge
you're
of
trying to bond with
here.
is here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll be able to have a retroactive moment when Nox is back.
Yep. We'll reference this later.
Exactly. Do we warn him in advance, though?
No. If he
All right,
wanted to be here for the bonding experience, he had to be here for the bonding experience.
You've been forced to have a bonding experience. How does this make you feel?
And is Jai doing anything?
Let's
Bond.
see.
Bonding of a different sort?
No, not really.
Chemical bonds.
Yeah.
That kind of bonding. Never mind.
Wow, okay. He didn't like that one. Okay. I got that.
no.
I picked up on that.
Sorry, I've been half paying attention because I'm trying to get an analysis done. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I can help you with the analysis.
It's all bad. Everything's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to look at this data, so no.
I don't need data, Lulu.
Okay.
Like most of America, I can form completely coherent and accurate assessments without data.
Okay. Okay. No. Let's go with no.
I think that's reasonable.
Let's go with a strong no.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. There was someone I wanted to speak, or I wanted to get in contact with, and that was the what's her name? Frick. Not in the
Snow?
notes. Yes, Snow.
Was that yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, no.
Yes, comma, snow.
Okay. So how would he go about trying to locate her? Is he going through bureaucratic channels? Does he want to try and trying to go through back channels? He doesn't know where she's at right now. It doesn't seem like it'll be difficult to find her.
Right. I mean, I feel like this is one of those things where she might be enough of a public official to just look her up on her contact information up on the internet.
Actually, I think that does make a little bit of sense. She is a highly acclaimed, I guess you'd say, peer, and so she does have a public office that Jai can simply look up and take a trip to, or make an appointment to visit.
Yeah, I certainly can. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a quick appointment. No, screw appointments. I'm just going to go and knock on the door.
Good old Jai.
Welcome.
Bureaucracy? I hate that. Cut all the tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably for the best because I couldn't think of a name anyway, and there were two options I could have gone with. The first one and the better one would have been Rai Zhao. For and the other one was digging up whatever terrible fake name that Zoe gave me before.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, one day I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what that name was.
I think I
Well,
put them all in the recaps.
Yeah, I think you did too.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I needed it because both Android and Zoe had their own name lists.
Yep. They sure did.
It was worth it. That was a great bit.
Was it?
Totally worth it.
That one recap in which I was able to repeatedly quote Jai asking, "Who is so and so?" and it was his own name, if I remember right.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So Jai takes a trip to the pier offices
Margaritaville.
Mm-hmm.
or the pier offices.
Or Margaritaville.
Look, they could be the same place. You don't know.
Pier offices and Margaritaville.
Margaritaville is actually a different city.
Okay.
Um,
Are they run by House Buffett?
no, they're not, but that would have been great. um, and in walking into the main entry room for the pier offices, Jai is greeted with all kinds of clippings. It's like they've made this entry room a sort of trophy slash museum room of various innovations that have been approved, and they follow up news articles about how those things have improved people's lives. It's kind of like the peer office is also a patent office apparently.
Mhm.
And so if they review the data for uh, a space cancer treating drug and they approve it, then
Wait. Is the drug from space or is the cancer from space?
Yes.
yes.
Ah, fair enough.
There's all those points made that moving into TL5 and TL4, science has eradicated pretty much all diseases, and my counter to that is yes, and there are new diseases.
Hooray.
There's always going to be something afflicting people. Um, and so that's what Jai has walked into. It looks like a very comfortable room. There are magazines on coffee tables, um, situated with comfortable looking couches for visitors. Um, there are even a couple of people that look like they're just chilling here and reading the latest peer news
Okay.
on their slabs. They're not actually using the magazines, those are just for show.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Do I know what office she's in?
Yes, you do know what office she's in. Um, and a map on the wall gives him easy directions to it.
Great. I'm walking right over there.
Okay. You walk past a couple of very professionally dressed persons discussing discussing business,
Mhm.
and come to a door near the end of a hallway that is titled Magda Snow Science Pier.
I'm not even going to knock. I just open the door.
Okay.
Well, no. I knock. I do
Well,
knock.
before you even need to make that decision, The wall is got those full-length glass windows, and
Mhm.
as Jai is walking up to the door, passing these windows, he can see inside that it's not just a single-person office. There appears to be uh, a fairly bustling little office inside that room.
Mhm.
Um, there's a receptionist style desk facing the door, who's busy, buried in paperwork, and then kind of I want to say a lab setting without necessarily all the beakers, but very much a lab setup for paperwork and um, electronic review of articles and papers.
Mhm.
So an office.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess you'd just call it an office.
Fair enough. Okay.
It doesn't look like the type of place that you necessarily have to knock before entering, or you're not even supposed to knock necessarily.
All right. I just go in then.
Okay.
How are you supposed to show your disrespect for the bureaucracy, though?
I know,
Mm.
I'm taking away all these opportunities from him.
It's fine.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty time. The receptionist does look up and um, smiles, greets him. Good morning. Do you have an appointment?
This shouldn't. I don't, but this shouldn't take too long. Is snow in?
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't even give him full honorific. Oh, chills down the spine. How disrespectful he's being.
Hang on 1 second here. Whoops. No, that's not what I wanted, but okay.
Oh well.
Um, there we go. Um,
Hmm.
she glances back behind her, and spots a woman very plainly dressed in her lab coat, hair kind of just tied simply, just almost like an old lady, not an old lady per se, but an old style of just keeping the hair out. It looks like it's in a net, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she calls over, Miss Snow. Someone would like to speak with you.
Is it Miss or is it Doctor?
She just called her Miss. And I can't remember if I said that she was a doctor, so let me pull up my notes. Or if I said that they're considered doctors. Investigate Jai's old clinic. Um, okay. She is not actually a doctor.
Okay.
Not a doctor.
Nope. Oh, that's right. I wrote that to make it even to make the jab sting even more. Not a doctor, has
Hmm.
judged Jai.
Hmm. Great.
She
Yeah,
sets down what she was working over with and gives some instructions to the person she was working with. Walks over to the desk. As she is walking up, she sees Jai and she slows. Her face tightens.
Jai just crosses his arms and otherwise doesn't react.
Yes, Mr. Rao.
Snow.
How may I help you?
I want whatever data you took from my clinic.
No.
Please.
Whoa, that's desperate.
The knee.
Yeah, that was very sure, why not?
Wait, what? What just happened?
They're
said,
making
"Please."
jokes.
Oh.
Yeah, but in admittedly a very not whatever.
You don't have to say it. I know they're not being funny.
Wow, that's hurtful. Jesus.
Truthful.
Well,
Um, she leans down and says, Melanie, we'll be in conference room 3C. Mr. Rao, if you would follow me. And as she's saying that, she walks around the receptionist desk and past him out the door he came in.
all right.
The C stands for cops.
Yeah, I was just considering for a moment, man, I should have just brought Nemesis with me so I could have her go look through her computers while we did this, but okay.
Instead, I'm just like on the web, just trying to find me someone that'll make me a dang pack drone with guns.
Yeah. I'm going. I'll follow her.
If you just find me the plans, I can make you one. Jesus.
I mean, I can make one too, but I assume that they've got them ready to go here. It's time. It's all about time.
Actually,
I
the TL5 stuff you can't make.
Oh, right. There's also TL5 part. Yeah, that's true too. Can I still add a fitting to it though?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
unless it's TL5.
Yeah, you can add a TL4 fitting.
I mean, you could argue my manipulator arms are basically TL5.
Why would
No,
you want to
they're
do that?
they are post tech.
Yeah, arguing that they're TL5 would be bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
So Magda walks off to a small, looks like basically a 4-person conference room. Opens the
Cozy.
door for Jai and motions him in,
Sure.
and then follows inside, seating herself across from whichever side he chooses. Mr. Rao, I see you have managed to navigate the streets of House LaRue without being arrested. Some assumptions could be made of that.
Yes, LaRue has been very accommodating.
I see.
My headache, but here we are.
Has Jai sat down or is he still standing?
He's still standing.
Yeah. Would you please sit?
He does.
Why do you want your old notes? Or
Good
files.
question. An excellent question. Truth be told, I don't even know what's in there. But I aim to find out, and it is mine.
No, it's not anymore.
I don't expect your what? Are one of you making use of it?
No, you lost all claim to whatever research you were conducting, whatever data you had collected when you lost your aptitude.
Don't give me that nonsense. Lost my aptitude because of Zoe blowing everything as usual. I've just because ugh.
Because you were reckless, Mr. Rao.
Because I aimed to make a bit of progress that no one else was willing to make. I assume. Don't give me that nonsense about me being reckless.
You are a genius, I won't deny that. But neither will I mince words as to your ethics or the lack thereof. Quite frankly, you disgust me, Mr. Rao.
Mm.
Your disregard for the sensible cautions devised and refined through centuries of medical practice casts the profession in a poor light.
Well, as you've so kindly pointed out, I'm not a doctor anymore.
You are not.
So none of that stuff interests me. What I want is my data. I want to know what I was doing.
You were killing
What?
people.
Yes, so it's been mentioned. I want to know why and what I was expecting to get out of it. I want the details, none of which I have right now.
Your files won't tell you the why. What they will tell you, I can tell you right here. And she starts calmly and slowly reciting names, followed by a condition. Many of, well, depending on how many he listens to, some of which are dead. That's what she starts with. Um, and some of which are needing ongoing treatment for the harm that ravaged their body after his experiment. Um, some of which have been completely recovered.
Mm-hmm.
Does he sit and listen to all of these names?
How long's the list?
Well, she is speaking fairly slowly. The list is only 13 names.
All right, yeah, he'll listen to the whole list.
Memory.
What was that, Zender?
Good is your memory. Take notes.
Oh. um, but quick question: did anyone else hear anything other than just the word memory from Xander?
No.
Okay.
I heard the whole sentence.
Okay.
Okay. I had
I paid special attention to the was it the neutral grounds where the guards were asking for the invitation, and I missed Xander saying that Zoe just gives them the invitation, and I couldn't even hear it on the reread or the recap.
Weird.
So I think it cut out for me for some reason, but not for others, and so I'm trying to be a little bit aware of that possibly happening again.
Gotcha.
Because I certainly don't want to ignore Xander.
Well, yeah, I'm the star.
Alright, going back to Jai. She, after concluding this list, she sits there looking at Jai.
Do I recognize any of the names?
No, you don't.
Okay, didn't think so. Was there any like interesting information Jai could pick up from just what she said of the conditions?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a heal with wisdom.
Heal wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Heal wisdoms.
Okay. That's a success. Actually, I'm not even sure that I needed you to make that check. You automatically succeed anything 10 or less, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. Then never mind. Don't roll heal wisdom.
Hmm.
What he can conclude from the very limited information he's being given is it's something that he already, I think, perhaps suspects or knows. Jai was clearly working on just improving human attributes. Um, and I'll go a little bit further. I'll actually retract my answer about him not recognizing any of the names. Some of the names are last names that already have some kind of presence in the city. They're nobles in their own right, or they have a manufacturing something or other. They're people that have money and their name has uh, reaches media. And although Lamiera is very good about killing noise pollution, I'm sure Jai has heard some things here and there in the media.
Okay.
So that also adds to it seems like it was probably the richer segment of society that could seek out set was what is essentially black market um, medical aids
Hmm.
or steroids.
Okay. So they were looking for some improvements,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, and went to Jai, who is one of the few people willing to do that, if not the only one.
Right.
Okay. Hmm. So, hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Did any of those people have conditions before they came to me
Uh, is Jai
publicly?
is Jai asking that? Oh,
Yes.
um, gotcha. Hang on 1 second. So he is asking Magda that.
Right. Like he basically had no real reaction to the list of deaths, and he's mostly just curious.
Okay. I'm not disclosing that. Mr. Rao, you additionally represent a form of recklessness that not only directly harms people, but also impedes progress.
He I think he does outright laugh at that.
Laugh as you want. With with better control, your genius, your innovation could could be improving lives.
Oh, nonsense. Miss Snow, the purpose of our work is not to improve individual lives per se. That is, of course, a wonderful benefit. It's to improve humanity as a whole, as certain peoples throughout the system have strived to do, often before outside forces that have lacked understanding aimed to destroy them. embracing their own genocidal tendencies in an aim to eliminate things they don't understand, to eliminate those who thought to look farther than they did. It's the same here on Lamiera. You just aim to do it to ideas that you don't like, to visionaries who aim to make the same sort of improvements. Now,
You are
certainly I
deliberately
can't.
missing the point.
I have no interest in working for men like LaRue. I have no interest in seeing to the stability of his government or his culture, as degraded as it is. What I want to know is what I was doing. I want to know the details. And I can figure out the why for myself. Now, well, maybe that was my mistake. I suppose if it hadn't been a noble getting killed, I'd probably still be free to work. Go figure.
Perhaps. Perhaps the mass of internal organs and inside out flesh crawling down the street would have drawn just as much attention.
That extensive, huh?
Yes, in one case.
Interesting.
Apparently, muscle growth.
Unrestrained, I assume.
It became so.
I probably could have used a few more safeguards. Unfortunate.
Or perhaps could have used that as an allegory for your own path.
Yeah. Yes, Dex, do you have something to say?
No, this is great.
Eh.
Your research and work is not accessible to you.
I don't suppose there's any way I could persuade you to do this nicely.
No.
All right. So be it. I'll find another way. And he's just going to get up.
Okay. Does he leave, or is he just getting up?
Let's see. Yeah, Miss Snow, I know what you must think of me. He's a monster. He's a madman. Yada yada. Oh, he could have used his genius for good. Blah blah blah. The fact of the matter is that's simply a product of the mindset this place has instilled in you. An unwillingness to see, well, that some sacrifices do need to be made in the pursuit of human improvement. Now, certainly, should I have been more cautious and maybe planned things out a bit better? Probably. Some of those mistakes should never have been made.
She stands as Jai's talking.
But nevertheless, and perhaps it never would have been made if I'd been given the resources that I rightfully probably deserved.
I implore you to consider, Mr. Rao, how much progress have you made in your work since your aptitude was taken from you?
Actually pretty decent. Now that I think it, out of character, pretty well. He's done the thing with Nova, which probably counts. He has made some improvements in pharmaceutical development. So
I don't know if it's much on the genetic engineering front, though.
no, well, the
Nova
Nova
was.
thing was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess Nova was, yeah. But not the farm. Well, I guess you had the gene tailored pharmaceuticals too, so yeah.
Yeah. How long ago was that again?
The Nova thing?
No, the removal of aptitude test.
Oh, about 4 years.
Well, a bit of a blanks here and there, but things have been steadily improving.
Have you made as much progress, do you think, as you would have if you'd simply abided by some controls with
Uh,
a stable lab and workspace?
uh that's a good that's actually a good question out of character. Um could I have pulled some of these things off if I had a stable lab and workspace with Lamierre's restrictions?
Not in the amount of time that he did. The thing with Nova would have probably taken at least a couple years.
Yeah. So no, yeah, I there's no way I could have done that then. Great. Yes, I'm actually very certain I've made more progress recently than I would have with a stable lab here.
I very much doubt that.
Hmm. Well,
Agree
I'm
to disagree.
yeah, I'm sure the data will come out someday. And you are free to look, as is everyone else who wants.
Should you need my services as a medical science peer, you know where my office is.
Shove it up your ass.
Whoa.
Bye.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Howdy.
All right.
Try making friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I even wanted that data, Baka.
Oh no, I'm gonna just plan to take it otherwise.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Um,
And it's clearly obvious that to prove a point, I need to step up my testing, step up some of my projects.
obvious, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
need
that
to
is the
prove a
only
point.
rational. That is the only rational response to somebody telling you, hey, maybe you should slow it down a little. No, I'm gonna go even faster.
Yeah, you would have made so much more progress if you had some restraint. No, I'm going to make so much more now by abandoning all of it.
Restraint, never heard of it.
Except for the people that died. They probably felt some pain.
Yeah. Well, I did have to restrain them at some points, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Did any of the crew want to do anything else this day?
Well, I mean, now we've got to heist some data, so that's our afternoon's already all accounted for.
Oh, I was
Oh.
just. I mean, that's an option. I was just going to consider going up to Zoe's terrible father and saying, "Hey, tell her to give me the data. I'll make sure to have our reporter take pictures of Zoe and send them to you if you do."
It's creepy. It's very creepy.
It's fine. I'll just order her to stand there for them.
Mm,
Try not to look incredibly angry.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm just asking her to try.
Well, Cassian has invited you for a dinner at his estate this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Threaten to not attend unless he gets you that data. I'm sure he likes being threatened.
Yeah, I'm sure he deals with it in a mature and responsible manner. It doesn't completely lose this shit on anybody who threatens him or his family.
What? There's
No.
no evidence of that ever happening before.
No, of course not.
So speaking of which, do any of the characters want to attend?
Guess I have to.
Is Zoe going?
That's a hard no from me, dog.
All right. Lisa would like to go. And are you taking any other crew with you, or is it just Jai and Lisa?
Who else wants to go?
Meet Cassian?
Hmm.
But not like meet Cassian in a good way, though. It's like be associated in his mind with the guy who stole his daughter.
Um, uh,
Well, when you
is
put it like that,
is the invitation open to your ship crew or just the command crew?
I mean, I assume that's your decision.
Well, no. Cassian has invited you guys. I'm asking, are you guys extending his invitation to anyone else?
Oh yeah, I'm extending it to everyone in the crew who wants to go and isn't needed to maintain the ship.
Oh,
walk out to the door with half the crew.
boy.
Because I'm putting on the bet you a lot of people would actually want to meet Cassie on the route.
Yeah. It would certainly.
I mean, if I could get away with it, I would post like or I would post invitation flyers out on the city streets and invite literally everyone I could. But
The only person who's going to go with you is Armstrong. And only because they think that they're required to go.
I still don't understand what's going on with Armstrong.
I don't think anybody does.
No one's explained it to me.
Complete lack of social cue, being able to read social cues is where I'm at right now.
Fair enough. All right, yeah. Who on the crew wants to go?
Actually, let me take a minute to pull up my cast and factions sheet because some of them are actually from March. Let's see. Oh, aren't they? Oh, that's not going to help me at all. Because the word March is in my document a lot. For some reason.
Can't imagine. March rarely comes up.
Alright. Scrolling.
Keep those puppies scrolling right.
Here we go. Oh yeah. Duh. Knew her. Nope. Oh, okay. Only one is actually from March.
Here.
That is Ms. Christie. So yes, Armstrong does accept the invitation to come down in the cargo lighter. we'll say that there are plans to meet up at the hotel before going over there, unless that conflicts with what you think Jai would do.
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second for me.
Would it be okay for the plan to be that the crew who wants to attend this dinner just meet up at the hotel that the other
Did you
crew are
say?
staying
Yeah, that's
Did you
fine.
say plan?
at?
I suppose Nemesis will actually go, as long as I'm not, still considered a wanted criminal here.
You're not.
Cool.
And Omikawa will also go as a guard, as an actual guard.
Wait, somebody actually doing their job?
Yep,
Shocking.
they're one of your G1s.
I'm shook.
Oh wait, I guess my roll earlier had a -1 from the cybernetic sickness, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I still
I think
made
you
it.
still made it. All right. Jai and Lisa arrive with a small handful of crew. Armstrong in meeting up at the hotel has remained it's so weird to say at ease. At ease is the rigid pose, right? Yeah.
No.
No, at ease is at
Attention.
Attention.
Attention is the.
I thought I'd seen somewhere that at ease is also basically just as rigid, but somehow a little bit less.
Yeah, you get to actually keep your feet apart so your knees aren't, pushing against each other.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No. Armstrong has remained at attention. Um. Christy is just kind of a little bit of an older woman. Well, middle-aged older. Usually thoughtful and doesn't say much. And Omikawa is just very quiet. So that's the crew that you got going with you to the estate. Lisa is busy on the ride. Lisa is busy briefing them on things that they uh, can say, things that they should avoid. Kind of coaching them on Lamiera etiquette as much as she's able to know about it.
Hmm.
And and nobody gets a bonus from her. Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted right now.
Would you like me to come back to this?
Yeah. I think I actually might have to head out early today to deal with a lot of things that have come up. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Dex, but I'm going to have to step out early today and come
Okay.
back next week.
What time do you think you want to step out? Is this a now thing?
Let's step out around in like 30 minutes, I think.
Okay.
At a normal break. Yeah.
So at a normal
Yeah.
break time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half at a break. That works.
All right, we'll do a half day today. Actually, we'll do a half day with the full crew, and then I'll do anything that Nemesis and Zoe want to do that doesn't require Jai.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
All right.
We're planning a heist without him, right? To get his data.
I mean, yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, go ahead and do that.
Oh, not yet.
the,
Probably
the,
not the best place to do hacking jobs.
we're gonna get super involved into drone racing though.
there you
I
go.
do have a racing drone. Do you think they'll allow it so long as the bombing attachment doesn't have bombs loaded?
I mean, at that point, it's just like it's just like a little cargo thing, basically.
Yeah,
Well,
it could
two
drop
all-around
anything.
devices. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe it drops candy. You don't know.
Candy bomb. Anyway,
So let's go ahead and get to that meeting. Get as much of the Jai content as we can before Lulu takes off.
Mhm.
The dinner at the end of the 14th of April it's very fancy. It is served with only wine, which you see Armstrong having a bit of a problem with, but so as not to insult your host, they do drink of it.
Mhm.
Um, the food is fantastic. Zoe will be very upset upon hearing the descriptions of the amazing food that you all have had at this estate.
It's fine. We'll sneak her some leftovers.
Oh, I'm sure Cassian will have a go bag made up for her.
Yeah. Perfect.
And at the conclusion of this dinner, Lisa, one of the things that Lisa was able to actually coach through is we're not talking business until Cassian brings up business.
Fine.
Does Jai abide by that?
Define business.
Business. Oh, what specifically does Jai need better defined?
So what I mean, what counts as business? Like, can I ask about the data from my old clinic or anything like that?
That's business.
Damn. All right. Fine. Fine. Everything I want to ask him about is business.
Conversation during the dinner is light and airy. He does ask for some embarrassing stories about Zoe on the ship.
Let's see. Fun, embarrassing stories about Zoe on the ship. Let's just make stuff up.
All right. What does Jai? Give us a gist of what Jai fibs to him.
Well, yeah, there was that time she created a nigh permanent, unremovable paint, which she attempted to apply to the door of my quarters.
look, the paint. Look, get
That's-
it right. The paint wasn't the irremovable part. I shellacked it.
Oh, yeah.
but that's not a fake story though.
Oh, there was, of course, the part where she tripped over herself and splattered it all over herself. Took weeks for it to flake off. She was blue the entire time.
Really blew myself up that day.
Yeah.
This is always gonna make none of these sound fake.
He chuckles at the antics. It's clear that he doesn't entirely believe every word that Jai is saying.
He'll mix in a few real ones, of course.
Okay.
Well, yeah. In order to lie, you have to tell some truth.
Don't forget the named wrenches.
Yeah, there are the named wrenches.
He has a good chuckle over that and says that that's why his closest assistant is named Charlotte. It was the name of her favorite teddy bear.
Wait.
Oh, I
his
thought you were saying
his assistant is named Charlotte because
okay, that's
I had a
that's-
teddy bear named Charlotte. What the
That-
fuck?
is rich people things.
I'm sorry. Is she?
They
Is
either
she?
hired someone based on their name alone, or they got the person to legally change their name.
I'm asking for clarification there because I'm bewildered by that.
You heard the man.
What is there to clarify?
Did she change her name to Charlotte? Was she originally named Charlotte? Is she a secret android? What?
No, she changed her name.
Of course she did.
That is I guess that's the most logical one. It's
Is
also
it?
the most rich person thing.
Is that more?
like-
I feel like the more logical one is her original name was Charlotte.
I mean, yeah, but how do you get someone with? I don't know. Even rich people would have problem finding the person with the right skill set that's also named Charlotte. I guess that's true though. That would be more rich person. Like they can just turn down so many applicants and find the one with the right name that has the right skills. But then again, I feel like paying someone to change their name legally. Man, that's I'm not sure.
Now, do you understand why Jai fucking hates this planet?
Cassian casually points out that it was simply a condition of her contracted employment.
Of course it was.
Her
Ugh.
promotion. She benefits.
Is it her legal name? Like, is it legally changed or?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess if it pays well.
Hold on. You can do that.
Yes.
Nemesis, how much would it take for you to change your name?
I mean, Nemesis is a username.
How much would it take for you to change your username?
I mean, that's really gonna depend a lot. I don't really need money right now.
Is Jai texting this to her?
I mean, no, I said I was going.
Oh, I apologize. I did not
Oh, sorry.
see.
I should move to the.
Yeah,
I'll tell Zoe.
That's not bad. I forgot you missed.
I will tell Zoe to stop filling your room with scrap metal.
I'm getting used to that though.
Really? Even the ones she's putting under the mattress?
I hadn't noticed those.
Oh, no princess here.
Cassian turns his attention to Nemesis.
It's a good mattress.
Were you born on Lamira? Or are
Oh,
you from
no.
Lamira?
Not at all.
Oh.
Third, actually.
Then changing your name here wouldn't serve any purpose now, would it?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to get her to change her username.
Would you believe they have never asked my real name?
We don't actually care.
Has it ever been important?
No.
Well,
That's-
no, but you think you'd like to know your employees.
That seems an oversight. I make a
Certain
point
amount of
to
discretion.
know the names and some personal details of everyone who works for me.
We are on the Raza, sir.
Even
Sure.
more reason to be cautious.
More reason to be cautious, less reason to pry into the deeper aspects of things like their birth certificate.
That is
Like
a fair
asking someone
point,
their name.
countered by more reason to be respectful. And he looks at Nemesis. Young lady, would you honor me with your name?
Oh yeah, sure. It's Zaya.
Zaya.
Never calling you that.
That is a much prettier name than Nemesis.
Yeah, but Nemesis is a cooler name.
Nemesis is cooler and more threatening. For gaming, one of those virtual games out there. Which one?
Delta Rain.
Uh,
Do you play?
No, I have never had time for Delta Rain.
Let's
That's a
all roll notice to see if he's lying.
Go ahead. While you're rolling notice, he kind of built himself up a little bit with this next statement, saying that He plays Delta Rain with real ships and real people.
Oh boy.
Well, that's I I feel like I'm doing well, but I guess I'm not doing that well financially.
The rest of the dinner conversation goes lightly. Cassian is he's gracious and he is not always elitist and obnoxiously elitist.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
he actually engages with Nemesis and well with
Seems
your
okay to me.
with your crew on a uh, fairly familiar level. Um, certainly doesn't seem like he's talking down to them. Um, although there are still some things like the Charlotte thing where clearly his frame of reference is just different.
How much could a banana cost? $10?
Wait, what? How much what?
From
It's-
Arrested Development. How much could a banana cost anyways? $10?
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
He would probably be better than that. He has his feet on the ground for someone who has so much money. Um,
But he also has so much money.
but he also has so much money. Yeah.
So much money.
He knows that a banana should not cost $10, but he will pay $10 for a banana because it doesn't matter. Now try to sell him a million bananas at $10 each, and his keener trading instincts will say, no, screw you.
Yeah, he knows how much a banana costs by the ton.
After dinner, Lisa does want to have some one-on-one with him. She broaches that as soon as business is allowed to be broached, and he agrees. And this is kind of an open forum for Jai to present anything that he wants to talk about business related.
I mean, the data is, or the old data is interesting, but he is curious if he's gleaned anything interesting from those two as of yet.
All right. Scroll up. And going into business is where he seems to he loses that air of feet on the ground, because well he talks on a level with Jai about things that people should not talk so casually about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is Jai really wanting to know about Hagstrom and Hank?
The details of their mission, why they collected the people they did from the ship, and why they left the rest of us there, and why they didn't actually finish their supposed jobs of pushing us into the sun. How we got to that position in the first place, that they could actually find us to do that.
Well, he actually calls in um, his interrogator. You guys retire to a great room with a good old, big old fireplace and more wine, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He calls in his interrogator, which I don't appear to have made a sheet for, but I am going to put on screen a if I can find it, a image.
The question, of course, is: are they blind and have a huge scar over one eye? Because that's the typical interrogator look. Do they look like a medieval torturer?
They're not.
Oh, for shame.
I know. Opportunity lost.
He can hire people who are named Charlotte, but their interrogator just looks like some guy.
He looks like that guy, in
Looks like an
fact.
account.
Yeah.
Looks like an accountant.
One could certainly call him an accountant.
Mm.
No, I mean
He
he
because
looks like an accountant.
he calls himself an accountant because he gets people's accounts, whether
Mhm.
they want to give it or not.
Actually, if the
Not
subject
gonna
of
lie,
Go ahead.
he actually looks a lot like the guy who does my grandparents' taxes.
Oh,
Mm.
that's awesome. If does the subject of what is his actual job come up?
Yes.
Well, he calls himself an interopath.
Psychic.
He certainly is.
All right, everybody, don't think about purple elephants.
All I can think about are purple elephants.
Now, how about we?
Exactly.
No, the trick isn't don't think about the purple elephants. It's only think about purple elephants.
No, but see, the thing is, as soon as you say don't think about something, people will be thinking about it.
Don't think
Yeah.
about thinking about things.
Are we trying to give him a headache, or are we trying to give ourselves headaches? Like,
I think the goal is to give him a headache.
oh, okay.
Is this actually a discussion that is occurring between Nemesis and Jai and others?
You did no, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's up to them.
I mean, if Nemesis brought it up, maybe.
Does
Wow.
Nemesis bring up the purple elephant?
No, I mean, why would I bring that up?
If Zoe was here, it would be a conversation. we
Almost
would have.
certainly.
Yeah.
So, what he tells you is that that Starbase and its crew were actually working under Union's orders.
Mhm.
He hasn't asked how they knew where to find the Raza, because that hasn't truly been relevant at this time. Cassian points out that he's in no position to launch a war against Union.
Mhm.
And he also pointedly points out, looking at Jai, that is what the Raza was doing.
It certainly was, but right now, I'm mostly just curious for the details. Did they say why those who were left there were left there and why the others were taken?
Well, sort of. Their job was simply to destroy the ship and then scavenge it.
Mm-hmm.
According to the interrogation of Joey and Taryn, David Shipman made the decision to reverse that once he found that the Raza was incapacitated and life support was off. Scavenge it first, and then, because that put them off schedule, instead of using ship weapons, which may draw and attract attention to destroy it, or even placing explosives to try and destroy it, and potentially leaving parts of it salvageable, decided to push it into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Their hookup, their linkage, was imperfect. I mean, it was still a frigate ship pushing a cruiser. And it broke while they were pushing the Raza, while they were in the process of it. Their calculations determined that the Raza would still make it into the sun, it would just take longer.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided not to risk further damage to Starbase, trying to hook up and push again.
Okay. Did they say what they did manage to scavenge from the ship, though?
Cassian answers this. You may be interested in this one particular. Something called an infradrive.
Yes, I figured. So they did manage to get that off the ship. What did they do with it, though?
They did. The infradrive was taken by the other crew. Edgar, the Interpath, points out that that Hank and Higstrom don't know what happened with the infradrive. It was supposed to go to a contact that they knew, but Higstrom and Hank didn't have the details of that. And Edgar says quite calmly that he is certain they don't know because they have gone through an excruciating amount of pain in pursuit of that detail.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So it remained on Starbase it was still on Starbase when they left the ship then?
yeah. Now I'm going to go
Okay.
out of character a little bit here. So, the best that Cassian and Sage have been able to put together, or Edgar have been able to put together, there were other crew on the ship, and one of them had a contact with a corp that they were going to try and sell the infradrive to. It was not Union that they were taking the infradrive to, and that did make them nervous.
Mm-hmm. Did that nervousness make them leave the ship then? Is that why they're not on it anymore?
Well, kind of. Starbase ended up leaving Lamiera before. Hang on. Shoot, hang on.
I'm trying to remember all the details here.
Yeah. So mine. I think I kind of I actually forgot a fairly important detail. Okay. So yeah, I was this is one problem of running the same campaign. I was mixing up some details from season 1.
Okay.
So no, in this season, Higstrom and Hank actually left on Starbase after finishing up after David Shipman was sorry, let me start over. They left with Starbase after the switcheroos necessary to ransom Portia Lynn and Griffin Cage were completed. So Starbase left before Shipman met his grisly end. It's only recently, due to a mutual friend of the Raza, that Cassian found out about Higstrom and Hank and contracted Galactic Mandate's services to go and retrieve them.
A mutual friend?
Cassian, yes. Rejuon, over in Mona. That is the Andoy's system, near the bottom right.
Let me get that open.
You guys skipped right over it during the early. It's right next to Stet.
Yep. Okay. Interesting. Is there any other questions I'm like just blanking on right now?
Yeah, you guys want to do a real quick group think on questions before Lulu needs to take off?
Um,
I don't have much in the way of questions.
yeah.
This is Giant Zoe's problem.
If we,
I'm just along for the ride. Carry on.
I don't know. I think it's probably something we could think about over the next week and come back to you on.
That's fair. If that's okay with Dax.
Actually, I think I'm looking at my notes here, and I think it would be fine for me to just publish the whole of it, since Cassian hasn't instructed Edgar to hold
Hide any of
back.
it.
Yeah. And I did. I mean, I wrote all my notes on what Edgar Sage had gathered for a reason. So, following my notes, you also learned that they sold the infodrive to Mercure. That is
Yeah.
no longer a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Here, take a quick look at this and tell me if that prompts any other line of inquiry that you want to ask before we take a break and see Lulu off.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Spectre Star. So Mercure has the infodrive. Did they know like where they sold the infodrive or where it would have been dropped off?
Yes, the exchange was made in Holawu.
Okay.
But Hickstrom and Hang did not know the name of whoever it was sold to, or any
Okay.
further details of the exchange, except that it was made in the mercenaries' swarm in Holawu.
And when would that have been?
That would have been however long it takes for a Drive 2 ship to get from March to Holawu. So, about a week and a half.
Which would have been like what? 9
Uh,
months ago?
that would have been right around the middle of May in 3250.
Okay.
So
So
almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
Mhm.
Took other components to Union. Most of the other components are replaceable, though.
Yeah, and you've actually gotten most of the replacement parts already with a lot of your pre-tech components you've been scavenging.
So it's only Mercure that has something that's functionally irreplaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the reason they took the green-haired girl is Griffin Cage. Precaution. David transfers made at Plava Laguna Hotel and stuff. Shipman stayed in the room with the stasis tubes. Needed. Shuffling around did draw some attention. And he was found dead. So I have the question for Cassian. Did you kill Shipman?
No.
Are there any ideas on who did?
Probably Spectre Star Technologies.
Seems the most obvious. Slaver's implements were not his, they were planted. Slaver's implements?
Yeah, the news report of David Shipman presented him as a slaver who had met justice. well,
Okay.
whose exploded corpse had met justice.
Right. Okay.
It kind of
So
curtailed further investigation.
that's fair. Okay. So that's interesting information. Is there anything anyone else can suggest here to poke at?
Can't really think of it.
So
Hmm.
Cassian, if you were Mercure Core and you had access to a highly experimental engine or drive rather, where would you take it for study?
Smart. Smart.
Um, he says Thurid. And he can get away with just about anything there, and that is where the bulk of their research ability is. And had the Nox not suffered its tragic fate, that is where I would start.
So had the Nox not suffered its tragic fate, that's where you would start?
Mm-hmm.
Or
If the
Yeah.
Nox was still operational, he would say start there.
Yeah.
as opposed to
Well, start investigating there
okay.
because
Hold on.
the Nox had already developed some advances in drive tech, and so if Mercure wanted to figure out how to implement that into a ship that is not the pre-tech Raza, um, they would definitely contract with. Well,
The
if
Nox.
they were Cassian, they would definitely contract with the Nox for that.
But the Nox is destroyed.
It
Do you think it might still be on Thurid, or they might have might they have moved it somewhere else?
um if they did contract with the Nox, then they would also certainly attempted an operation to retrieve it before the Nox was sent planetside.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I think that would still be the place to start, at least for now.
Yes, scavenge the ruins of the Nox, um, and see if any of the computers remain functional enough to tell you if they ever had any data from something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hmm.
I'm trying
See.
to get you over to Kudi Tuhirti, Malkin.
Yeah, we'll get over there.
One of these days.
One of these nights. Um. Hmm.
If I may throw in, you had some questions that you wanted to ask at the end of last session also.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? What were those?
Two questions. Can he get Galactic Mandate off the Roz's back? Um, and
Mhm.
can he facilitate installation of a drop pod at Light Rider platform?
Right. I suppose the other I suppose those are both questions I'd like to ask. And then following up from that. All right, so here, let me just type these down. That'll be quicker, I think.
Okay. Zoe and Charlie are attracting some attention with their perfectly silent motorcycles.
Oh, they're silent?
Yep.
I mean, you could
Ugh.
strap on a boombox set.
That would be a bad idea in Lamiera.
Yep. Look, we all know the power of the boombox. Nobody
Yes.
wants any boiled goose.
Yeah. So there we go. Those are the 5 things I'm curious about.
Okay. Well, I have answers for the first 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Can he get Galactic Mandate off the Raz's back? Not really, no. At least not on a sector-wide scale. He talks about he could petition to grant Raza immunity in March as a trade and security measure. He actually likens it to the tenuous alliance that the whole sector has made with the Bro.
Reasonable enough.
Also says that the council will impose some restrictions that he doesn't think that he could negotiate away, nor should he. Those being that the Raza agrees not to engage any ship combat in March in the whole system, and that the Raza agree to customs inspection upon request. Specifically, request from March or anyone on the Council of March, not from Galactic Mandate.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something to hash out going forward then.
Mm-hmm. And can he facilitate installation of a drop pod at Light Rider platform? He is certain that he can. That's actually already been worked on, Lulu.
Okay.
He thinks it will cost a little bit extra to be able to skip through some of the bureaucracy and red tape that does come with installing a weaponless grav tank on a ship. Because that is essentially what that is a grav tank that you can put weapons on.
I'm sorry, a grav tank you can put weapons on?
Yes, you will not be able to.
Grab tank.
Yeah, you won't be able to have a drop pod installed with weapons, but you'll be able to put weapons on later yourself.
Gotcha.
How
How many armored suits can we get? I want to have a full Marine, drop company.
That'll be a question that I'll need to answer over the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
yeah,
So-
the cage thing, the data thing, license thing.
And by armored suits, you mean assault suits?
Yes. Are those the ones that are like airtight and used for boarding enemy vessels?
Assault suits
I-
have some in that. I'll
I think.
I'll leave that question for now, because I do want to add that there is a stipulation to having the drop pod installed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that it's going to take 6 days to build. And during those 6 days,
And it's gonna be.
Mhm.
Oh, and it's gonna be full of trackers. Just FYI.
Oh, it might be. You'll be able to find those. But during those 6 days, he wants to take Zoe on vacation.
Well, I can give you her number, but you'll have to ask her yourself. I don't think I can reasonably order her to do that.
He takes a hard stance on this. He is not going to convince House Belmont to perform this installation at the shipyard without certainty that he will be able to spend 6 days. He would prefer alone, but he won't be alone, so he wouldn't begrudge Zoe if she brings some people.
Okay. I shoot Zoe a text message. Hey, your father wants to take you on a fishing trip.
That actually is one of the vacation ideas.
No, I knew it.
Look, I'm perfectly willing to stand in a creek dead silent around my father, I guess.
Perfect. She says yes.
The first vacation idea is literally this line: camping, like real camping, with fishing on a private lake.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got
Is it
this
still
guy
camping
pegged.
if you own the land?
I mean, I guess
You can camp
you
in
got
your
a
own land.
tent.
I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, she says yes.
Okay.
The
All right.
closest you're gonna get to a grav tank.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, not really, but
He,
yes.
he has a couple of other suggestions for.
He wants to take her out to a baseball game.
I hadn't gotten to that, but
Is it not Blurns Ball now?
Yeah,
there you go.
I
You
think
can
they
choose
just
one of
played.
those.
I think they just played Blaze Ball.
Blaze ball.
Yeah.
And I will uh decide his responses to the other inquiries. Is Jai actually asking all of those things in this conversation?
I think it like once they've moved past this particular guy, he's asking it. He'll ask it tonight, but not like
Okay.
necessarily part of the immediate conversation.
Okay, so over the course of the evening.
Yeah.
All right. Cassian actually has some entertainment planned for the evening. He has a small orchestra brought in um, to perform space music. And says that he is also having one of his people reach out to Winvincible to inquire if she would do a private performance for him and Zoe and whoever of her friends she wants to invite. So he's
Oh.
trying to arrange a private Winvincible concert because he saw Zoe wearing a Winvincible patch.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Of
he's
course.
observant at least.
He's trying to address his daughter's interest.
And he is
Yep.
fairly observant because the music that is brought in to play for those assembled tonight, I can't speak for Jai or Nemesis, of course, but it is at least enjoyable to Lisa, Armstrong, Christy, and Omikawa.
I'm sorry, Winvincible is?
No, he's got a different a small orchestra playing right now.
Oh, the current thing. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he has accurately assessed their interests, and he has attempted to make it also fit the interests of both Nemesis and Jai. Obviously,
Mhm.
trying to get 5 people, that's more difficult, but he tried.
It's not the worst.
All right.
It's acceptable.
So remove Edgar Sage from the screen. I think.
The
Go ahead.
I like all of these except for the Princess Cruise. That one sounds lame. Cruises are lame. It's like, hey, you want to hang out in a hotel that also happens to be floating and that you can't leave?
Right? Yeah, I don't get cruises. I think the real draw of them is that you're out on a sea. The real draw of this one is actually passing through Candy Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like he doesn't own his own yacht. We can't go on his yacht. We got to go on a cruise.
You don't own your own Candy Mountain?
He does have his own yacht, and if Zoe counters, he would be willing to, do that. Kind of combine the fishing from camping with cruising through Candy Mountain.
And then ending it perpetual motion. Eh?
He could arrange that.
Yeah. She's. I don't know if she's talking to him herself or if she's just passing these ideas through Jai.
I feel like she's passing them through Jai.
All right. She says she wants to go on a yacht trip instead of the cruise through
But we can
Candy
go
Mountain.
camping. Yeah.
She says she's still fine with camping first, though. So I guess go on the camping trip and then take your boat down the river and swing around to Candy Mountain.
All right.
Anyway,
EA arranges that, or gets on arranging it.
I'll leave you to her. I have no idea if she wants to bring anyone else, but I'm going to be working on my own projects in those days.
Of course. And with that, I think we should give Lulu leave to work on his own projects.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Get
And
back
yeah,
to work.
just let me know what the answers to the other 3 questions are later.
Yeah, I will try and get that in during the week, but it may end up just being coming out at the
Then
end.
next week's fine. Just yeah.
I've got one thing I think before you go.
Mhm.
Hang on real quick, sorry. So if you've got 5 more minutes for me.
Okay.
The day of the 14th ends. And well, before I rush ahead, let me ask: were there anything that Xander and Meowkin wanted Nemesis and Zoe doing for the rest of the 14th?
I mean, I was thinking I might check up on Harry and see what he's up to, but other
Okay.
than that, no.
Okay. Well then, I'm not going to do this right now. I'll hold off until next week, unless you just want a sneak peek. Sneak peek. Sneak
Yeah,
peek.
that's fine. I can wait.
Okay. All right. Later, Lulu.
Later.
Take it easy, dude.
See you around.
Do you two want to take a quick break, or do you want to just kind of proceed through since it's going to be a shorter session?
It's pretty much whatever to me. If I need a break, I just
All right,
walk
I'm gonna
away
take
with
a
my wireless headset.
yeah, I'm gonna take a very short break so I can go to the bathroom, and then I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Meowkin. Anything
Mhm.
that Nemesis is getting up to on the 14th?
Well, that's the day that I'm spending most
That's
of my time finding the contact for the drone, right? The
right,
tax drone.
and then Nemesis is actually at the dinner with Cassian. So
Yep. Busy day. Busy day.
busy day indeed. Okay.
It doesn't look like it, but it is.
Oh well.
And then presumably I still got my drones. So how many? Let me see. We've still only been like what 2 weeks since my cybernetics, right? I was looking at 3 weeks. I built 2 drones, so I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks since then.
Yeah, let me look for you.
Of course, a lot of that was just the travel time, so it goes by fast.
Yeah, it
Dang.
was. Okay.
Time speeding up and slowing down and all that jazz.
It looks like you got the cybernetics installed on
Yeah, I guess I could check the recap of
about
that, huh?
the 2nd. I might have actually put it directly into one of my trackers. Let me look. My tracker now has active day tracking.
Nifty.
Yeah. I can put in how many days until this thing happens again, or has some kind of follow-up, and it tells me what the actual date of that is. Real helpful for projects that might have like 280 something days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't know if you heard me. I'm back.
Okay. I did
Wow.
not actually.
I didn't hear you.
I heard
Oh.
some kind of like noise, but that was it.
Brr.
It sounded exactly like that. No, I didn't put the cyberware installation in as a specific event on my tracker, so just
Okay,
call it
but
April 1st.
okay, so that would be 21st or 22nd, I think. So it was 3 weeks
Mhm.
due to 30K.
Yep.
All right,
You're
one
pretty
more
close.
week. I'm starting to get less headaches whenever I hear space or English.
Yeah, in fact, I would say that the spacer probably isn't even registering at all. Nemesis maybe experiences a dull throb near the end of the day, but it's not immediately registering that, hey, she's hearing spacer.
Wow, that's gonna get confusing.
Yeah,
Like, wait
so
a second, did you just speak British English?
she'll be able to discern that a little bit later on. There are
Oh yeah.
subtle little differences in how it's received by her brain that
She's gonna be offended at least once though when someone speaks. She thinks someone's speaking British English. Like, I thought you didn't speak British English. There's got to be at least one of those times.
oh yeah, absolutely. And if it was with Ivan, he just played it off and lied and said, "Oh, I never told you."
Wait a second. It's working.
And as soon as she realizes that it's working, that's when she realizes that there's a dull throb.
Ow.
All right. So Xander, what does Zoe want to get up to? Zoe's got the entire day.
So we screw around, driving around, showing off,
Mm-hmm.
getting into motorcycle shenanigans. I don't.
I have to wonder. There's some sort of like fancy motorcycle course, like kind of like a skate park, right?
There is. It's called the real world.
Uh,
No,
But
close.
most of the
it's
places
any.
in the real world,
It's any sufficiently curvy road up or down a mountain.
Well, close. It's called the Wilds. Um,
there you go.
Ooh.
pretty much any space outside of the built up and cultivated city is the Wilds. That's where Lamiere's rules about cleanliness are less restrictive. You still are not allowed to litter outside, still not allowed to dump things, but in the wilds, if you know how to find out about them, um, is where parties are held. You know, those actual rager thumping your brains out with bass parties.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are frequently well, maybe not frequently. If you find the right one, there are illicit drugs, drinking,
Ooh.
races, drone racing, motorcycle
Yeah.
racing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You just have to be able to find them because they are not advertised. They're not openly advertised because they do not want attention drawn to them from the authorities.
Right. Fair enough.
But does Zoe want to? Is that something she would be interested in finding out about or
Yeah,
attending?
not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily doing it right now, but finding out how she could get into that. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me connect with charisma.
Connect with charisma. Oh, hold on. Let me just edit connect so it's not giving me 3d6.
You could set all of your skills to ask.
I could. Seems like a pain in the ass though.
It would be, yeah.
A totally average.
Okay. That's sufficient. Your bikes are drawing attention. So despite their obvious intention as stealth vehicles, they're
hmm
tending to do the opposite right now because you're riding them around in, broad daylight and they're making no
Yeah.
noise. You've gotten some compliments from cops on the bikes, uh, as well as others who are aficionados of vehicles or specifically motorcycles.
Yeah.
And if Zoe expresses any interest through all that in taking it out for a race or showcasing it somewhere with less restrictions, she
hmm
is given information about some upcoming bike races out in the wilds.
Heck yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
She definitely would be like, oh, dope. Yeah, we'll show up. But she's way more cool about it. She's like, yeah, we might make an appearance, whatever.
Of course. You never confirm. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And in the midst of all of this, there's also the people who recognize that, wait, this is the Princess of March. Um, so she gets a
Meh.
little bit of attention from that, both positive and negative.
Sure.
The positive being cautiously positive. I'm glad you're safe. So honored to be in your presence, etc., etc. Um, and the negative attention taking more the form of people who clearly have just realized who they're talking to and shutting down, taking
Yeah.
their leave.
Yep.
I have to go file my taxes. Sorry, bye.
Yeah. Literally. No, please do. Please do. How do you think I afford this motorcycle? Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's a fine line you got to walk between uh, rich enough that people feel like you should be in charge, and so rich that people are like, I don't think they should be in charge anymore. What are they using my money for?
Yeah. I think
Anyway,
more of the negativity towards Zoe is based on her pre-Raza reputation of
yeah,
being
for
a
sure.
horrible person.
Ooh, that reminds me. I need to get a patch for my jacket. It says, uh, "Nobody you look up to is better than you," which is, I will say, the most punk rock thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah. Is that written across a silhouette of the Raza?
Mm, mm,
I'm kidding. It would be funny, but it doesn't really seem to resonate the same message.
yeah, no, I think just a like the the patch equivalent of a graphic tee.
Uh huh. Cool.
Anyway,
All right. Well, I
just cool
think
stuff she has on her jacket.
at some point we'll need a catalog of what all her jacket says or depicts.
No, I think I'm happier having it be a mind exercise where I could just kind of make stuff up.
Fair enough.
It's an infinite jacket. It says exactly what I want it to say at that moment.
I think you can get a mod for that, can't you?
Yeah, be very cyberpunk. Like the neck where it comes around is all fucking neon and shit.
Oh man.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. All right. Well, I think that'll close out the 14th of April, unless either of you can think of any way to extend this role-playing experience.
Rest in peace, 14th.
Sorry, what was that?
I said rest in peace, April 14th.
I'll go ahead and close this out for our short session.